Alrighty, welcome to Poppy's workshop. And what's on the scroll saw? I am still testing things, trying to see how the stream is working, if it's actually working. Well, at least that seems to be working. I am doing this through my OBS software. I'm still trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I've actually lowered the quality of the stream itself, and I'm trying to get the audio correct as well too. So a lot of different things that I'm working on. I'm in the frustration mode right now, so you'll have to bear with me. So really not a whole lot going on other than the other videos that I've done. Boy, that's noisy. I think I may put my noise canceling headphones on, even though I'm not running the vacuum. Being that I'm doing a stack cut of black limbo, which is a pretty noisy, let's see if I can hear myself. Can't really hear myself, so my modulation will be a little bit off. Excuse me. Let's see. Oh, that's so much better with noise canceling headphones on. I can actually put my music on if I want, but then I don't know what the heck I'll be saying to you guys. So some boring videos, I guess, for now as I test back in the OBS software. But when I do go through directly through the, let me get through the YouTube web software through the studio, not a whole lot of features. One of the things that I did do, let's see what I want to do here. I'll get on this side. Is I lowered the data output from my Canon camera a lot, and hopefully that will prevent any, whoops, I thought I got it in there. I'm twisting the blade. That wasn't very smart. A couple things that I try to avoid. One being twisting the blade. Let's see, what do I want to do here? The other is trying to minimize heat and friction. Now, I'm going to say something controversial. It's been a year since I've said it. A lot of people say using packing tape, clear packing tape, or shelf liner, which is what I use, is that helps reduce friction and lowers heat. It lubricates the blade. I do not believe that. I think that's just a wives' tale that has been passed down over the years. Let's see. Notch that out some more. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think that's just a wives' tale. And there is no fact based on that. just like the paper that we're using for the stencils, the tape, all that just gets cut away. If anything, it can clog up your blade. But otherwise, no. Now, one of the things that I like about using shelf liner is that it comes off really easy. But I've noticed when people use packing tape, they actually put it over the pattern in some places. What I find happens is that as you cut, let me get my little pointy thing here. As you cut, say that here the tape was over, the tape actually lifts up a little bit and sawdust gets underneath it and it starts to obscure your line. So that's something you need to look out for. Let's see, I'll go this way. And I'm going to notch it. So rather than going straight in, I'm going to give myself a little notch so I can get the blade going this way again. And then as I start it, I can turn. Oh, gotta scratch my ear. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm just cutting away. You know something? I'm going to try this. Now that I'm experimenting on things, it won't take my fingerprint. Wait a sec, I got sawdust on it. There we go. Okay, I got a Sirius XM. There we go. Little Roxanne here. Classic rock. That's where I get in the zone. Not sure what people would like to see for the live video, whether I should be doing live videos or not. Maybe just record videos. So you'll notice I notch a lot of things. I call it nibble on certain terms. Like, let's do this one. So you'll see that I'll nibble a little bit, moving to the right a little, making that space a little wider. What that allows is as the front of the blade starts cutting, the back end slips right in, and there's very little friction and heat generated. And again, the enemies of the blade is friction, thus heat. That makes your blade dull a lot faster. And if you generate way too much heat, you can scorch the wood. I wish I had an example of scorched wood. That's what actually happened to me on one of my chess sets. Beautiful chess set. It was a compound cut set of Venice, and I actually used ash. And as you know, ash is used for baseball bats. Very hard. And there were some very complicated cuts, especially for the knight, if I remember correctly. And I scorched the wood a lot. And no amount of sanding would get rid of it. So I couldn't sand too much because they were very fragile crowns, peaks, I should say. Yeah, I'm gonna back into this. Sometimes it just pays. Not in far enough. That's not working. All right. I'm going to revisit it. So I'm going to go in just a little bit further. There we go. I think I'm just going to nibble that out clean. So then I'll go over it to smooth it out so I don't get it choppy. And I'm going to round this out. Do I need to do that? No, but I like doing it. Oh, wow. All right. Still using the number 5 Flying Dutchman Ultra Reverse. The one disadvantage, maybe there's two, is that compared to a Pegasus, it's not quite as aggressive. And the skip tooth, in comparison to this, the skip tooth, let's see what I want to do here, allows the sawdust to clear out a lot better on thicker wood. So sometimes on this there's a lot more sawdust. That's not turning. So because the blade is slowly going onto its last legs. I'm going to revisit that little section there. So never be afraid to revisit. Skip an area, come back to it, or adjust it a little bit. I like taking my time. There we go. I got a couple places I want to revisit. Here we go. This is a heavy arm. Maybe that's not a hole. Ah. I did add another light so I can get a little bit more underneath, so I can see the underside of the wood as I'm threading. So one of the things that I do when I first tension it, everything, I'll push a little bit with my fingers, and this makes sure that this is seated flat so that the wood is not rocking, because sometimes a little piece of wood will get stuck underneath that you happen to miss. So that's just one of the things that I do. It's pretty critical in thick stack cutting, in compound cutting, because you want your blade to be exact. Let's see, let me reach under here. Thought I had it here. See, I put things where I remember they'll be, and they're not where I remember they are supposed to be. Wow. What I'm looking for is my engineer's angle. Huh. Oh, there it is. Right where I left it. Just hidden. Okay. It's like I've been looking for my banner maker, a label maker. So usually I do this on the cutting deck, and I will do it. But every once in a while I will take my engineer's angle, and I'll put it this way so you can actually see, and I'll put it up against the blade forwards, so that I'm checking let me move this back. So I'm checking this way, then I will move in front or behind so I can check against that, because I want my blade to be perfectly 90 degrees. And again, usually I don't do it on the wood, I'll do it on the cutting deck. So once I finish this, we'll do it again. Oh, gotta get my... There we go. Couple cleanup places, I think. Yeah, don't really need to do that. Let me do one more and then call it a day. Oh. I'm not in the workshop as much as I used to. 2025 was a tough year health-wise. So my patience is a little bit less right now. It's almost like a stamina you have to build up. So I go in for an hour or so at a time. You know, and then comes springtime, I've got the yard to take care of. Come on. Doesn't want to move. Just trying to widen that a little bit. But I do have plans to do things, and I really do need to get it into the workshop more. Even if it's just to make art pieces. Well, little mess up there. Which then I'm going to make it so it is none the wiser. All right. One thing I haven't done is looked at the YouTube screen to see if anybody's actually there. So let me zoom out. Hopefully it won't lock up. So let's get that down. So, trying to get it so you can see, got to back out more. I'm trying to be careful because this is what caused freeze-ups. So you can see I'm slowly getting done here. But let's go back to the discussion on the engineering. So when I place it this way so that it's on the right side, my blade is touching the engineer. So if this was the blade, it is perfectly flat against it. And if I can check the front, same thing. So that is a good indicator Now, one thing that I don't do very often, you can't see it, but I have a digital angle box here. So I've got that calibrated so I can tell, you know, how the arm is tilted. And I don't do that very often. So I'm always at a perpendicular. So I've got it locked in pretty well. So there you go. That's just a 30-minute live from the studio. Get that back in there. Get that focused. And let's see what YouTube is actually doing here. Nobody. And it lags behind. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for now. May the Lord richly bless you. Make it a great day right here.